Hey, this is Naomi.
Ari.
Treasure.
And me.
We are Caribbean cousins.
Having open.
Candid conversations.
About our upbringing.
And much more.
Continue listening to
Spill the Tea with us.
Okay, we're already hyped, so we just need to...
I know, we're already like having a conversation, so we might as well just like hit record. So, hey cousins, how are you?
Hey! It's just
Right, so
us, me and Naomi.
I know. It's just us. Isn't that wild?
It's okay. We're gonna have a good time.
Oh, we're gonna have an amazing time. I'm gonna put my stuff on Do Not Disturb just so I know I can focus in.
Girl, I did it already. I was like, no one. People be offended. Like, my phone went straight. Like, no, I'm not doing it. My iPhone is being my assistant, and it says I'm unavailable right now. I'm sorry. I'm unavailable. Okay.
Unavailable. Do Not Disturb me.
But I am sipping a drink from Starbucks, and I was just telling Oasis, like, I should make our own drink for the podcast before the summer is out, at least, because this is like a summer kind of vibe drink, you know?
Yeah. Basically, it's like the pineapple spritz or like refresher, right?
Mm-hmm.
A good pine and ginger.
Our people love pine and ginger. We sure do.
It's just so refreshing. And like the ginger just gives a nice spicy kick. And I love good kick.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm having a watermelon mojito by Malibu. I love Malibu. That's like one of my favorite drinks, like alcohols.
There's a drink. There's so many brands have a drink. Like when I'm going to the store, I'm like, which one? This one, and then Smirnoff has something. And I'm just like, which one am I gonna pick? This actually good. I just call you like, hey, which is actually good. Some of them taste like water.
I'm because some of them are seltzers. Like they're actual.
I want a little bit more juice, and then the right amount of juice and alcohol content is not just watery.
So there's one that are like pre-made cocktails. Those are like good. I just don't like the hard seltzers because it's like the seltzer water, but they just have like vodka in them.
Yeah, I should just make my own then. That's really what it is.
Exactly. And then so I like this one by Malibu. Simply Lemonade has one now too. Yeah. So does Sonic.
I miss Texas so much. I miss Texas like every other day. Because my friend Chelsea from Golden Hippie, she was eating Chick-fil-A. Not Chick-fil-A, she was eating Chipotle. And I was like, there's no Chipotle here. I have not seen one. And I was like, told her I missed those two places and I miss Texas. So the third would be Sonic. I missed those three.
So there's a fact about me that not a lot of people know. I've never been to Chipotle.
I mean, I'm not gonna swear up and down it's the best. It's just one of those like, oh, it tastes like home. Like it's just rice beans. And it's not even like, we're hyping it up more than it really needs to be. I think it's just a vibe. Like you go with your friends and then y'all sit there and talk. And it's just like, it's not the food, it's the people. And then just so happens to be, you know, I just feel like that's probably what it is. Because I can really do that in my kitchen. It's really not hard.
Maybe it's because I go to Freebirds instead. I love Freebirds.
God. The burritos.
The monster is a monster. Like, dang, it is.
Ooh, you feel like you really spent your money. You feel like you really did that.
And especially whenever you put either the spinach or the cayenne. I am a cayenne tortilla girl. Mm-hmm. And I put everything on it. Yes, you can put extra queso on there. You can put some guacamole on there. That's fine. Load it on up.
Now I'm hungry. I have no business to be.
Yeah, I definitely need to eat after this. Definitely. Oh my goodness. But what's been your sugar of the week? What's really like speed your week up?
Sugar. Oh, trying to think about it. I really haven't been getting into anything new, but I will say watching my husband watch The Circle from the beginning to the end has been hilarious. Really? I know I've seen all 4 seasons. Quarantine was rough, and I was like, this got me through, amongst other shows. Have you seen it?
I've seen the latest season.
So
Only.
I know it's old, but just to see someone that has been pretty much in jail, he's been in the military and had no access to anything. Bless his soul. I love him so much for making that sacrifice, but he was really had no access. And so watching him watch shows has been good. We just been staying at home, cooking, chilling, really not trying anything brand new. Because everything's really expensive here and not always worth the money. So just been at home chilling.
Yeah, I've been on TikTok. I saw this one Black lady. She was like, "Why is everything so freaking expensive? I spent $48 for this thing of noodles." And she's going on and on about it. So yeah,
we'll spend the money, but it just has to be worth the fact that we're out there. Like, we'll pay for the view, but then the food is trash. And I'm just like, I mean, I'm glad it's cute. We got dressed up, but like the food isn't that great. So I made a salmon dinner last night with asparagus, rice. I mean, red potatoes, beans, and then I did a dessert a coconut cake. Yeah, and I was like, that's what happens when I got to stay home. You know what I'm saying? You know, you can get this all the time if I stay home. And then I did a foot soak with Epsom salt. He was like, "You need to stop." I was like, "No, this is what you get when I stay at home."
I'm great being domestic.
Girl, he almost gave me his wallet. He was like, "Okay." I'm not joking. So yeah, that was last night.
I feel like my sugar of the week has been I took my mom to Target just now. Like I just came back from Target with my mom. But really being my mom's mother has been fun recently. Okay. So I made her an eye doctor appointment and dude, I'm legit her mother. Okay. Made her appointment, had to walk in there with her. I said I was gonna stay in the car. So I stay in the car. I have to edit a few like TikToks, so I'll edit the TikToks. And I'll just wait for you. We could go pick class together. She walked in, right? She walked right back out. She's like, "Hey, did you make the appointment for this and this, or did you make it for this?" I was like, "I'm gonna come inside." So I walked in and they're like, "Oh, hi, how are you?" I'm like, "Hi, I'm Oasis. I'm her mom." And they laughed. I laughed. She laughed. Yeah, that's right. And like really like sat there waiting for her appointment to be done, picked the 2 glasses that she wanted, took care of everything. Then we're going on vacation soon. So I've been like getting her outfits together. Like I ordered her clothes and we were going around Target, the clearance section, which she now loves Target, which is scary because now every time I go, she's definitely gonna want to come with me. But we were going around and she's like, "Does this go together?" And I was like, "Oh, I used to do that. Oh, that's cute." So yeah, definitely being like my mom's mom. It's definitely been like.
Have y'all always been close? Like,
no.
Oh. Okay.
Like we've been close, but there's been like moments, especially like whenever I was a teenager, like we just did not get along. And I'm a Leo, my mom's Sagittarius. We're both fire signs, okay? So we can.
That's you and me.
Butt heads. But like I love her. But we like have an understanding that we're gonna butt heads. But it's all out of love.
It's all good.
Yeah, now I understand it's all out of love. But she'll be here and I'll be right here too, and then it's not okay. But yeah, we haven't always been super close, but like we've gotten closer as the years have gone on. So it's pretty cool.
It kind of sounds really sad, but the more distance I have from my mom, the closer we are. Like the more I have time to reflect and have my own little space to like get my head together, because she's like really like, "I love you so much, you're amazing," and I'm like, it's too much. Like, oh my gosh. That comes off as smothering, but then when I take time to think about it, I'm like, I do love my mom. She does care about me. She's always referred, like, this woman just does the most. And I'm just like, I don't deserve you. You're amazing. But I need some time to myself to get my head together. But we now close in my 30s. We've been having, you know, a little tension, a little like, you all up in my grill, back up energy. We had that.
Yeah. She be in my, when I tell you, even though I love it is my sugar of the week, sometimes I was like, oh my gosh. Oh, I'm just gonna go to another aisle, or oh my goodness, you're still looking at this stuff?
how about we're the only girls they have? So really, we're their first best friends in a way, like they're little minis. So
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm gonna be the same way, annoying as heck. I am sure.
It's funny to see the difference between like my mom expressing her love for my brother and my mom expressing her love for me. My brother gets all the food in the world. If he's like, hey mom, I'm dropping off ingredients for you to make dinner. All right, son, just leave it right here. Really quickly for you. Is this enough? You sure you don't want to get more?
Oh,
It's freezable. And he lives 3 minutes away, so my mom would be like, hey Naomi, your brother, he just came off of work. Can you go drop it off for him? Or he's coming over, so make sure it's all prepared for him. So it's like, it's really sweet. And then there's me that's like, hey Naomi, can we do this? Can you help me with this? Yeah. That's fine. But it's crazy because soon it's going to be our first time like living separately from each other for like the extended amount of time.
I want to call my mom and be like, has Auntie Jackie called you? How is she doing? How is she really doing? Because my mom said when I left, I've done live with my mom so many times. Like I've come back, went to school, came back. But that last time when Lex was doing training, I came back home for like 8 to 9 months. And we bumped heads a little bit where we made it where we had uncomfortable conversations, la-di-da. She said she cried when I left to go to Hawaii. Aww. But like waited till I like left. And I was just like, I would have loved to see it happen, but you know, I know she's like private, but I'm like, you crying? Cause I cried when I got home. Here. We're both the same. Shit. We both need to see each other cry.
Destination. She's like, oh shit. Like look around, be like, oh, this is really happening.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn.
That's funny. That she just realized that.
I've been having these late moments like, wait a minute. That's how we bump heads. We have a lot in common.
Yeah. Me and my mom, we couldn't figure out, because like when my grandma was still alive, like we could not figure out why things in our house kept on spoiling. Right. And the thing is, me and my mom both realized that we were waiting for it to like the last person to eat it, right? Turns out me and my mom just figured it out today. My grandma taught both of us that you're not supposed to eat the last of whatever food is there. So who's about to eat the last of it? So me and my mom have just been sitting there waiting for each other to eat certain things. And food just
my mom just did that too.
It's like, I eventually I'd be like, Mom, this is for you.
Not or
huh?
For us, Aiden was the one that ate all the leftovers. He used to like be like a dang scavenger, go in there like, oh, this someone's eating that, someone's not eating that. When he left, which was a long time ago, everything was spoiling too. Everything just was bad.
That's what happened. My brother left. He moved out. He wasn't asking for leftovers anymore. We were like, that's weird. But yeah.
Oh.
So it's gonna be weird because I'm the one that's dropping my mom off. I'm not, so I'm gonna go to my brother's house and just breathe there for a second and come back just to be around.
You're gonna enjoy it. Yeah, you're gonna enjoy the quiet time when you have it. Maybe. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or it might go crazy. We'll see.
You'll let us know in another podcast. You let us know how you doing in that house. Okay, we gonna check up on you.
Yes, because I've never like lived solely by myself. Like living only with my mom has already been like weird because there's one person that's the balancing factor that's not here anymore. And then me and my mom aren't going to be in the same location anymore. So I'm going to be like, okay.
Mm-hmm. Woo.
Plus, I had the complete realization that I'm in my mid-20s. I know I said on the last podcast, but fuck, it completely like keeps on like hitting me over and over again. So this is going to be just a lot of fun.
Yeah, 13 weeks to just ponder. But you have work, so you know, shake up a little.
Because I work, so they'll be able to bounce it out. So, which is funny because one of the locations that I work at is the same city that my mom's going to be in. So So once a month I can see you. So yeah. So I know the topic that we want to talk about was kind of like dating and like, do you want to do best and worst dates or do you want to do the worst dates?
I want to do best and worst because I have one for each. But before we get to that, I wrote down a question I was going to ask you.
Yeah,
so, like, who took you out on your first date? Even if it's not a name drop, like a description or like some kind of like. And now I'm trying to think. I put that question for you.
Huh. I have no idea. I do not remember that far. That sounds like it's like forever ago. You could go.
I'm gonna give a corny ass answer. My dad.
I was gonna say that. I really feel like my dad like really did. Like he like standard.
Yes, that's what I wrote down. Like, who set the standard for you? And it was definitely my dad. And he like took me to 2 different places on different parts of my life. When I was a little girl, he held my hand, opened the door, like this is how it's done. You know, let me order anything I want in the menu. He took out his wallet and talked about it. Like everything was a teachable moment because he's a teacher. And then when I got older, we went to Hoboken. I think that's what Ariel was trying to tell us about, right? Hoboken, that area.
Hoboken,
yeah. Like it's really affordable, has a nice little like skyline. It's a really good place to take tourists. And we walked across the street, held hands, like it was a whole cute thing. And he was like, nowadays we look like we'd be dating because, you know, young person, older man, normal, but we're dressed up really nice. It was just a vibe. And he took pictures of me and he like told me how to pose, he like, keep it serious. It was a moment. Dad, oh my God. No, but that definitely set the standard. As corny as hell as that sounds, it really helped.
Yeah, so for me, my dad, he of course took me out. And I remember going to the mall with him. And he really enjoys seeing me have fun. Mm-hmm. Like he loves looking at me and talking to me about my interests. That's always his thing. So we would sit there and talk about I really love makeup. I still love makeup. Mm-hmm. That's been since I was born, right? So he went to Libby Lou with me and all like the all like with the sofa. Mm-hmm. And, yes. So he took me to Libby Lou and all like the white girls were getting like their hair done and like their makeup done. And he knew it was just not gonna work out for me. Mm-hmm. So he bought me like this backpack set full of like makeup. And he was like, whenever you get home, you can do whatever you want with it. So I got home and I locked myself in the bathroom. Like I've done I think that's the first time I locked myself in the bathroom. And I just started a trend of me doing it like whenever I was older and exploring like makeup and other things. But I remember I just put myself in the bathroom. I put a whole set of makeup on and I came outside and I was like, Daddy, look. And everybody else was like, oh hell. Because I knew I looked like a clown. Like nowadays, like I knew I probably looked like a clown.
Oh yeah, you're a kid.
Like, oh, you look so beautiful. I'm glad that I was able to take you out and make sure that and like every single day he would make sure he had some type of time with me. So I love going to get the newspaper with him. Mm-hmm. So he knew that if he was going to the newspaper stand, that he was going to get me up and we were going to go together and I was going to get sour Skittles and go home. I didn't care about the newspaper. I just wanted my Skittles and spend time with him.
Yeah, quality time.
I feel like that really like set the standard.
Oh yeah. I love when my partner's like, hey, I'm about to go somewhere. Do you want to come? I'm like jumping up. I'm mad hype. I don't care where we're going. I'm going for the drive. Right. I go to the bar with him, bring my book and just chill and just watch him. And the bar would be like, yeah, that's good. Mm-hmm, you did it right. Mm-hmm. I'm just there for the feedback and for the drive. And then can we get some ice cream on the way home? I don't know. I'd be so happy. Just want to feel included in quality time, you know.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I wonder if that's where like a lot of people's love languages like really start. Like how they were loved. Actually, it is. It's how they were loved on or how they weren't.
What they lacked.
Yeah. So I think that's where like my gift. I love gifts. Oh my God, I love gifts. And I'm not gonna say it sucks, but it sounds like very materialistic at some points. But I don't care how big or small it is. Every single time that somebody gives me like a card or like writes me a note, I save it and I have like a little box. It's like that to me. I'm just like, oh my goodness.
No, I know a lot of people, and they're either big gift givers or they appreciate when you get them anything. That's fine. Yeah, it doesn't have to be like ridiculous. It could be handmade too. That's even nice. Like, I thought about you. I made this thing. Yeah.
Yes, I love it so much. But yeah, I definitely think that's like where that started. But yeah. So, which one do you want to start with? Best or worst?
Let's kind of make it dark and make it worse first.
Go ahead. I feel like I have two worst ones that are neck and neck.
That's totally fine. I'm gonna pick one that I know. I'm like, because there's always more than one, but this one to me, I think highlights what we all don't like, which is poor hygiene and someone that's pushy and doesn't really get the hint. Yeah. So I must have been like, honestly, I'm like too young today, but not really, like maybe 19, 20, not gone from college yet. And met this guy at my church. He's much older than me. It's a whole nother story. We met up at the Kima Boardwalk. And so I know we met up there. I was like, don't come to my house. And we met up there. He was a little bit late. And I was like, okay, you're late. So not only are you late, but you show up and your teeth aren't brushed.
Oh gosh.
So I mean that means he came from a place to then go to the date. It wasn't like I could tell like he's like, hey, I'll meet you there. Da, 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 da. So I just didn't feel like it was intentional, like he didn't put enough thought into it. And so you show up there, I'm looking my best, I'm looking nice as I can. I'm looking like a dang queen, and you just come in here like, oop, I'm here for the date. And I'm like, oh, here we go. And so, he pays for everything. We go on the rides. And the moment when we kiss, this is when I knew was not going to be good. Because we were like kind of cuddled up, and this train, the train at Kima Boardwalk passes by, and these people saw us kind of like on a park bench, just walking and then sitting down. And they were like, kiss her. Oh, kiss her. Why did this man kiss me? And I tasted what he ate. Let me,
God.
So I don't need to say anything more, but all I know is like, please brush, floss, Listerine, do all the three things above in a row, because I will not forget that terrible kiss. And I'm big on kissing. I've been taught from different people in life, just different relationships, how to kiss well. And the first step is brush your teeth and scrub your tongue and do the whole thing, because this person go put your business out there and be like, da, 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 da. So, and then also I just felt like, just because the people said kiss her, does that mean you have to kiss me?
So you are easily influenced by peer pressure. I don't like that.
So the vibe it didn't even have to happen. But when it happened, I was like, okay, I guess we're going to go in for this. And maybe it'll be good. That's kind of how I know I'm going to date you again. Like, at least try another date. If the kiss was good. Like, I like kissing on first dates, or just dates when the vibe is good. It like goes into that. And then I know like, okay, there's chemistry. There's a buildup. No, baby, there's no chemistry after that. I was like, this is actually never happening again. This is not. Now, of course, there's other dates where people were weirder than that and ridiculous and creepy. But that tongue thing is like, that's ABC of dating. That's really basic.
That is very disrespectful of the basics. I'm just like regular hygiene. Like, if you're meeting up with a friend,
he's not a child. He's not a child. I am so like on point about that, to the point where I will go to a gas station. I've done that before. I've gone to a gas station, got a toothbrush, brush my teeth in the car with a water bottle. Like I will do that before. Like I'm on the way. Oh, I'm gonna be a little bit late. I'll be late if my teeth is brushed. Like to me, there's no excuse. You just weren't thoughtful enough. So
exactly. I've definitely been on dates where like there was no chemistry. And I hate it. That actually just happened to me recently. Well, like legit, the date was 20 minutes. Cause like I realized like, and most of that was just getting the check and getting the drink.
was it an afternoon or evening date?
It was like afternoon.
That's kind of good though. You can kind of go on with the rest of your day.
Yeah, I went to my sister's house after. Like, oh, you look nice. I'm like, thanks. Aren't you going somewhere? Nope. Not at all. Like, it was just like no chemistry from like no conversation, nowhere to like nothing. I just cool, I'm gonna have this one. And also he looked at me and asked whenever the waitress asked who was paid or like if it was separate. Don't stop and wonder. Oof. The fuck you think is going on here?
I've heard disagreements about that on like podcasts and different shows. Like who should pay? Ooh, the person that asked.
So therefore, he still should have paid.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, the cookie crumbles or folds. It wasn't me.
Mm-hmm.
It was not gonna be me. I forgot my wallet in the car. I'll be right back.
Word. So how do you sit there when it's that awkward? Do you just like sit in silence, or it's like, hey, so how was your day? It was good.
When I tell you, I will not look at them or the waitress. I'm good at a I'm not looking at the check. I'm not looking its way. That thing has nothing to do with me at all. Absolutely nothing to do with me.
20 minutes, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Then I have to be like, all right, so where else are we going? I gotta go to work.
Oof.
Right.
Okay. That means they didn't notice the awkwardness. There's no way they didn't notice the awkwardness.
They did, but I guess they were trying to like push past it, but there was no way to like push past it. Like it was just so dead. Like I am a talkative person, so even if things don't work out romantically, like we could still have a conversation. We can have fun, be friends. We can watch TV. We could do something. There was games around. It was an arcade-ish situation. No. Oh, let's play a game. Do you have any quarters? Nothing. I was like, okay, yeah. Yeah, this ain't gonna work out. I knew in like the first 5 minutes. I was like, yeah,
Really, that's all it takes. There was, okay, let me say one more thing too. So about bad dates and just awkward situations. I remember talking to a guy on the phone or just having just like you're talking, right? You're in a talking phase, getting to know each other, seeing if you're even gonna date. And after a few conversations, I'm like, yeah, it's not gonna work. And he's like, how do you know? I was like, and when we're not kids anymore, you've been in enough dates, you kind of get it. He's like, but our conversations are so deep. I'm like, trust me, honey, this is not even, we are at surface level conversations. It is not mutual and it's not deep. I'm so sorry. I'm just being completely honest, not to waste your time. I'm up in age. Like, I just can't play with you. I can't play with people's feelings. So no, it don't take long. It doesn't.
not at all. So for my worst date, I have two, and I don't know which one to choose. I might just do both. One's the day I got bit on a first date, and the second one was when there was a cat on my first date. So I don't know.
Let me hear this cat. Let me hear this cat story. What up?
Okay, so cat story. This cat one is wild. Okay, you need to buckle in. Whenever I tell Abby my date stories, anyway. So this date we had met at the mall. So we were talking, whatever, got my phone number. We're talking, and it turns out he owns multiple of the shoe cleaning like stands.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what he told me. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, how's that going? How's the conversation? We built up conversation. And he asked me out. He's like, hey, do you want to go to Lake? I forgot where it was. Later at night, it's really cool over there. We could go to blah 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 over there. It's nicer than one over here. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. Like, we could definitely go there. And he's like, I'll pick you up. Be ready at this time. So, all right, cool. Sounds fine. We have been talking. So far, no red flags. He told me that he was 25, 26. Okay. So he texted me. He said, hey, I'm outside. I'm in the white Jeep. That's to your right, because there was 2 white Jeeps. So I was like, yeah, okay, cool. I'm coming. And he was like, oh yeah, just get in the back seat. Or maybe he said to go in the front seat. I don't remember which one. He said, okay, go in the seat. And his homeboy's with them. With a cat.
So he picks you up with a cat?
Picks me up, and there's another dude, a homeboy in the car. And the homeboy has a cat.
Okay.
And I'm like, what the absolute hell is happening? Maybe we're dropping the person off, whatever. So he's like, oh, we're just good to, on the way there, my friend just has to get dropped off at our place. And then we'll be there. Like, we'll go.
African?
No.
Like some ethnic nonsense. But okay, it's not.
I think he's mad. I didn't even ask.
Okay, it don't matter.
I was so mad. So we proceed. Go down. We're all having conversations because I don't want to make things awkward. So I'm having conversations with everybody. And he's like, okay, I'm going to drop off at this place, and I also have to run in and get something. Do you want to come in? And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? Because I don't like being in a car by myself. It's somewhere I don't know. That's kind of weird. So we pull in. It's a motel. And I'm like, I don't know if I should stay in the car or like kind of go outside, because either which way, it's off, right? Mm-hmm. So I have to use the bathroom. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to use the bathroom and come back out. Child, tell me why he wants me to stay in the motel with him and his friends. All of their stuff's there. So apparently he lives there. Okay. Not knocking anybody who's in that part of their life. Was told to me. He told me that he has a house in Lake City. Beforehand, right? So, whatever. I'm there. At this point, I feel uncomfortable. I feel unsafe. I'm texting my brother my address that I'm currently in. Texting the exact room I'm in. I'm like, hey, if I don't text you back in 5 minutes, come get me. Just, oh, we can watch a movie. I'm like, no, I want to go to the spot that you said you were going to take me to. Insert this cat, okay? This is an itty bitty kitty, okay? Tiny, frail, fragile. So I'm nosy. I asked them, okay, where'd you guys get this cat from? Like, oh, after I got out of jail, I found the cat. And like after we both did, that's what his homeboy says. I said, both got out of where?
This story has way too many layers.
Y'all did what now? Jail? So I texted her like, hey, either he's about to take me home or you're coming to get me immediately. Yeah. So he said that he just came from jail, blah, 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 blah. And the dude that, by the way, his homeboy looked like Magnificent. Okay? From the Boondocks.
Yeah, I remember it.
Looked exactly like Magnificent. And I swear to God, I'm texting Ebony pictures of Magnificent saying, if I go missing, this is the nigga to look for. Anyway, I'm not saying she was no help, but she was dead laughing.
Right. Yeah, I know she would.
And she's like, yeah, you need to leave right now. Like, figure out a way to leave. So this whole time, I am just like, I need to go home. Because why is this itty bitty cat attached to this long leash that's just hopping on things, right? So he ends up being like, okay, cool, like, let's go ahead and go. It's really late, so I'm just gonna take you home. I was like, okay, you did all this for nothing. All right, cool.
I think they tried to pull one
home.
They tried to pull one over.
Facts. So on the way home, he was talking to me, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't know that you went," because now I'm in my like investigative mode. I'm like, "Oh, you never told me that you went to jail. You said that you just came from another city, from a different job. What happened?" So he told me like, "Oh yeah, I came from jail, blah blah blah." And how old do you really think I am? 34, 35? Well, he told me 24, 25.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Yeah, drop me off down." She was like, "Oh yeah, you can just drop me off like right here because my brother's not home anymore because that's his house." I just lied to him and told him that like my house was not my house.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was like one of the worst dates. I was like, what the actual hell?
You had me at ex-con, whatever he did in jail. I don't know. That's the first title.
He claimed that they stole an iPhone or two, and that's how they ended up in jail. Bullshit. So yeah,
It could have been in jail for human trafficking.
exactly. I was like, what the absolute audacity do y'all have? And I was like, I can't go on dates at all whatsoever.
Streets, bro. I have a couple red flags on dates. And the first one is when people are talking about my appearance, almost the whole conversation. Like, it's like, oh my God, you're beautiful. Oh my gosh, your lips. Like, everything is about what I look like. And it's the whole conversation. I'm like, well, hi, how are you doing? Like the red flag.
I just went on a rant about this. And the thing is, like, for me, again, I'm a Leo. I legit, like, yeah, it's my job. Of course I look pretty. I'm a whole ass. Of course I'm beautiful.
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't want to compliment me. You already knew I was pretty. That doesn't have to be a whole conversation. Can we talk about something else? Something. Find something.
Give me something different. Everybody says that. Like, what else you got? Like, that's not in you. I hear this every day. You got to say something different. Even it's so sad that, like, how are you doing and having a decent conversation blows my mind. Like, whoa, we are talking. You haven't talked about what I look like I am in shock. Like, to me, that's what gets like my attention.
Yeah. The thing is, like, you could acknowledge it and move forward.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Like, please tell me my outfit looks bad. Like that. Like, damn, you came came dressed to the nines, whatever. I love that. Give me that. Okay, come on now.
Let's have another conversation. But when it's the whole topic of conversation, and it's like they can't move past it, it feels like a fetishization. Yeah, I think so.
Yes, baby. Yes, it does. How about getting a dozen roses on a date? Where I'm like, oh my God, it was like so sweet. And then while eating vegan food, which I was impressed, he found a vegan restaurant, talking about how they're going to devour me at the table. And we've met for the first time in person. And it goes on and on and on. And I'm sitting there like, checks, please. I don't even want you to see my house. I'm gonna go home. I'm glad I came with my own vehicle. I'm going to go home.
Yeah, after that day, I definitely started taking my own vehicle everywhere. You don't have to take, yeah, I'm good. But
at least for the first day, I don't know you from anywhere.
Facts. So, my second date, I'll call him, I don't know whether to call him like Dracula or like the sheriff, but
Blackula.
I swear to God. Anyway, so me and him start talking. We have like good quality conversations, right? Mm-hmm. We talk about whatever, like we're up all night talking, blah, blah, blah. Then we decide, like on the phone. So then we decide to go on a date in person. And I'm like, cool. This is gonna be fun. We go to watch a movie at like Star Cinema Grill, where you can like get drinks and food at the same time because they have
the one in Webster.
Yes. Mm-hmm. They have the best loaded sweet potato fries. I always sub out the regular potatoes for the sweet potatoes. no bacon, no chives. It's amazing. So, because I told him about it. So he was like, yeah, let's go there. Child, we were having like little conversations. It's my first time watching like the Godzilla series, like the newer series, and I'm loving it, blah, blah, blah. So afterwards, we're having like a really long in-depth conversation about different things. And it starts getting really cold outside, and he had walked me to my car. So we were talking outside my car. So we were still talking, chatting it up. And he's like, hey, it's getting cold. Like, we either need to stop this conversation or go, like, in your car. But, like, I could leave. And I was like, no, like, we could keep on having a conversation. Because it was, like, in the middle of a sentence. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I want to get this whole thought out and hear exactly what you were going to say. So let's go ahead and go to my car. So we're keep on having a conversation. And at this point, like, he's looking at me. So I'm thinking, like, oh, he's about to kiss me. Oh, my goodness. Look how first kiss. It's going to be great. Oh, my gosh. Child, so he leans in and I'm leaned in, right? And I damn near pucker my lips. He goes from my lips, because he was like right here, from my lips to my freaking neck. Chomps down.
First kiss?
Yes.
Oh no.
Chomps down. Chokes me from the side. Like holds me. And I'm there like, what the out? Like my eyes, I don't know what my face did. Because in my head, I went, what the ass is happening right here? What in the world type of shit is happening? I was shook.
Not for first kiss, bro. What kind of activity you used to on first dates? First kisses?
Because he was like, do you want to go like to my house? And I was telling him like, hey, no, like I'm cool. Like, I already had some drink here and like I want to go home. Mm-hmm. So yeah. Then after that happened, he was like, well, if you want to come to my house, like there'll be more of that. I said, no, I will pack my things in my own car. I was like, no, I'm good. But you have a great night, sir. We never actually, I don't think we kissed on the mouth at all. That he kissed my, he tomped my, and that was it. And yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was a first kiss. I've heard this, but I did not know this was a first kiss. To me, you got to build up, honey. You got to build up. Because to me, even what's weird is full on French kissing for a first kiss too. I don't even do that. Unless we like really like each other. It has to be like we got to really like each other to do that.
Like, I show like a little peck, little slight make out.
Oh yeah, we gonna make out. Like your tongue choking me to death? I don't know. It gotta be a build up.
Again, I texted Emily because I took a picture of my neck and you can see his damn molars.
I seen the picture.
Oh yeah, I remember I showed you to you. I was like, a week later, my hairstylist and my makeup artist both asked me why do I have a circle on my neck. Oh, kicker is well, now my ex, my boyfriend at the time, he asked me, well, not at the time. He became my boyfriend after this date. Like, I had a date with him right after this. It was like the first. And he was like, oh my goodness, you have like a perfect circle on your neck. That's so sweet. I went, thanks.
Girl. Well,
yeah. I never told him what happened.
No. Sometimes some people need to read the room. Yeah. I mean, for some people, that's what they want on the first time, but sometimes, just read the room.
I am a lady.
Word, can I go down to your neck? You like to be bit? Like the whole thing. And let's have a conversation prior, please.
That's another conversation. Verbal consent, like having anything.
The thing about verbal consent, it's kind of tricky though, because there are a lot of people like spontaneous shit all the time.
But that should be that's a subcategory of like, again, I listen to all types of podcasts, but like that's like a thing. You can give consent for spontaneous things. You can say, hey, like I'm okay if you like do, or like I know it's a thing.
I agree.
Because I like that sometimes. Like, hey, like if you ever feel like you want to do this, you can just do it. I could ask you later, and you could if I'm cool with it, like we could go slow.
Exactly. It's really not that hard to have a conversation prior. I love conversations prior. I'm like, hey, just letting you know, this is my thing. So go ahead. You know, you got the, oh yeah, like, yeah. And just surprise me.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. You have all the authority to do whatever. We had a conversation. So
exactly.
Yeah.
Now I like checked that off. Like, you're cool, I'm cool, we're good. Not much. Like, it's not that freaking hard.
It's not. Hey, you.
Hey. You know what you should do right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should subscribe to us on YouTube and follow us on
Apple Music, Anchor, Spotify, TikTok, Instagram, all those platforms.
Yeah, get the tea. Man.
Get all the tea. Sip it on up. All right.
Yeah. Be an honorary cousin. Be an honorary cousin. Go ahead and do that. I'll give you a second.
Right now.
Okay. Cool.
Great job. Proud of you.
So, when I was thinking about the whole the best date thing, I was thinking like there's really good dates where the vibes are really good. Like vibes on vibes on vibe. Like he keeps getting better. That would be for my partner. But I'm not trying to be pointing, I'm trying to like, you know, I've had other really good dates too. And so this date is in a category of location and planning and creativity. So the vibes weren't like 100 there, but because he planned this shit like it was a dang movie. The only thing he needed to do to like amp this up was to fly, go on a trip. Like that would have been the top of the location, but it was fine. Okay. So this person is someone I usually don't date, and like just a completely different ethnicity, a little different for me. And it was in Houston, downtown Houston, and we went to a concert, one of those like techno concerts. So the music wasn't, I didn't really care about the music. In fact, it was out. We got dressed up. I'm wearing like a choker and all black with some leather. I'm looking cute. Okay. He's looking all dressed up and nice. Yeah, so I go to his house. Yeah, I go to his place. We drive in his car. We go there, and he has it all planned out. We get food there. We're dancing. We're having a good time. He's behind me. We bumping. Like no kisses happen. Like we're letting the energy build up. Like it's a good vibe. We're just talking. Holds my hand. Pays for everything. Check, check, check. Right? You know, I just felt like cared for. So we leave that place and we go bar hopping. I've never gone bar hopping. So every bar we stop at, we get one drink. We chill and we talk and we feel the vibe. We go to black bars. We go to techno bars. We go to live music bars. We're just popping in and he's not even blinking. I'm not even thinking about money. He's just cash, all the spots. I'm just like, check. He's generous. He's tipping. He's not making me worry. We're sitting down and because we're like interracial couple in this moment, people are looking at us. So I'm loving this tension. Not only do I look good, people are looking at us and he's got it. We're dancing, we're vibing. He's comfortable in his own skin. That's another check. Like he's comfortable. And so we end the day. It's like pretty late. We go to a ramen bar, like a ramen underground restaurant. And to me, that was another cute thing. Yeah, it was a vibe. Like he's eating, he's talking about his culture. He's telling me this is the best ramen he's had. I'm like, honey, I'm Caribbean. If you wanted me to make you ramen with some good flavor, I'll hook you up with some ramen with some good flavors. We're just talking about our cultures. It's just good. And then a kiss happens. And it's good. Like build up. It's like, okay, I love this. So I just feel like I give him props to the fact that I'm not thinking about money. He's not thinking about money. It's well planned out. It's not my typical kind of day. I just was like, I love this. It's not dinner and a movie. It's not at a bar. Well, it is at a bar, but it's not just your typical just sit around and look at each other. Like we're moving, we're bonding, we're walking around the city, we're holding hands. Like I just was like I was on the Bachelorette, you know? Like I feel like it's a vibe. Yeah, and I was downtown. It was a vibe. I just always wanted to like, no matter what city I moved to, go downtown, have a downtown date, and go walk around in bars and just chill. So it just felt good.
That's wonderful. I feel like going off that theme, I almost said team, going off that theme, I think my best like location, this like vibey date wasn't a first date. So I don't know what number it was. Because we had dated previously like in Houston, and those were like really good. Like we had really good conversation. Yeah, really good conversation, like late at night conversations and very in depth, and the vibes were always right. Like we always had an amazing time together. And they had to move to like San Antonio temporarily. So I went up there with them, and we had like a date night in the Riverwalk.
Ooh, San Antonio.
Yeah, so I never like, as an adult, I hadn't been to like the Riverwalk. So we walked up and down. I found like bath stuff that I really wanted, so I grabbed it. I had like this really cute jar of like bath salts. We had like a really good time, and we got like a drink that we shared, I believe, or maybe he got his own, I don't know. But it was just like so much fun, and we were walking around. And just we're talking and just laughing and having an amazing time. We took a bunch of pictures. It was so fun. And I never rode those electric scooters because I'm scared of them. I think I did it once or twice, but like I'm scared of them. So he was like, no, we're doing it. We are going on scooters all the time. I was like, okay, like I'll get on yours. And he's like, no, you're gonna get on your own. I'm like, okay, it's fine. So we were just like ripping through the streets on like those scooters.
Okay.
And we're just screaming at the top of our lungs because I'm scared. Okay.
I say go girl because I'm actually scared too. So if somebody got me to do that, I would be like, this is a moment.
Yeah. So like I'm scared, but like we're like screaming through like these streets, like going really fast. I'm like, oh, excuse me. And it's just a lot of fun. And at the end of the night, we're back on one of these scooters. And my the bath salts that I had, the bag just couldn't support anymore. So the bag dropped and it fell.
It broke in pieces?
Yes, it broke in pieces, and I couldn't like scoop it up because it was all glass and so and I was like, oh no, like that makes me sad. And he was like, it's okay, like we're gonna figure it out. Let's see if we can like go back and whatever. But we couldn't get it back. But it was just still like the thoughtful moment of like, oh no. But it was such a good date. Like the vibes were great. The location was beautiful. Like San Antonio Riverwalk, like
That's different. Oh, that's really nice.
So yeah, that was like my best like vibey date.
Yeah. Isn't it good though when like not only is the location and the vibes are good, but the person helps you feel safe? Because it's like those little things, like when they grab your hand, when they just have good energy. You don't feel like, where's this person taking me? Like that thought never comes up on your mind. You just feel like I'm safe. Like he got me.
Yeah.
Like that's the whole vibe I had the whole night.
That's the same vibe that I had. Like, okay, like no matter like what happens, like everything's gonna be fine. Like he's gonna understand, reassure, and like figure it out later. And like we went back and like we just had like a great night. Like he really like cowboy hats, so like we're just wearing cowboy hats, stuff like that. And it was just like a great, solid time. And I felt like really safe, like understood, and just like really listened to. Like sometimes on dates, like, you could feel like if you're talking and a person like either has like an ulterior motive or they're not listening to you correctly. But most of the good dates I've been on, I felt like really listened to.
For me, if you leave a date and you know something about the person, that's a good sign. Like if you're there and they're like, oh, does she have this? Or like, where they from? If you can't answer those questions, I'm like, were you even listening? Like I know what the guy was from. I know like what he did for work. I mean, I know where he works, but I know like what he does for work. I have that kind of sense. You have like I hear you. I'm listening. We're tuned in,
For me, it's like, because I love giving gifts. For me, it's if I know what type of gifts that he would like, based off like the first date, I know like it was a pretty good date. We understood each other. So I know that he works on his feet, he really enjoys this and this. Okay, I could probably get him in the future like a foot massage, or I could get him something that like works out the kinks in his calves, or it would be good for him. Like I know like how to apply it to his life.
Yes. Now you're thinking a good day for me to plan is a couples massage.
See? And that's also I think like, okay, what would be like a cool date for us to go on, like, or for us to suggest, or if on the date about like, oh cool, like what would be like a bucket list like thing that we could do together? Like those are usually pretty cool dates.
I love it.
Yes.
So to me now in 2022, thank God I know you, and I be wanting to ask people because like it's not that I've been not dating for a long time. Most of my life has been dating. Sorry, I'm so your face. Woo! If y'all not watching the YouTube, y'all missing out on all her facial expressions. He looks so disgruntled. But because I
horrible. Like right now, dating is awful.
I'm hearing it from everybody, straight and queer. Like I'm hearing it from everybody. Like it's trash. It's trash.
There's piss in these waters.
Mm-hmm.
These freaking fish are genetically modified now. Like there's not that many good fish in the sea. Oh my, like
I'm kind of naive because I really was trying to find, I don't know, it's not like perfect, but I was really trying to find someone that was loved God, but was not snooty about it. Like just down to earth. Like, okay, you acknowledge that this is a huge part of my life. And I'm not like judgmental to people about their personal stuff. So like that perfect balance of like that acknowledgement, good with family, actually has a relationship with your family members. Like there's so many things to check off. And it's kind of like a miracle if you meet someone that's decent, like a fucking miracle, because people are shady and people lie. And how do you really know? So you're taking a gamble. It's like the lottery.
Yeah. Yeah. So like I have like my list, and like a lot of people do not, of course, like not everybody's going to like be that list or have like most of those qualities, but some people fake like they do have those qualities and just like over time or some people have all those qualities and just like blindside you. There's just like a lot of like different things that could happen. Like I really feel like a lot of our generation is scarred from like previous like marriages, and it's not a fun place to be. Or people are now like, oh, the institution of marriage is horrible, it's not beneficial for anybody. But like I love the institution of marriage.
Even the garbage argument about what do you bring to the table, I've been hearing that recently, and I'm like, I'm not part of this conversation. I wasn't raised this way. I don't understand, because we were raised kind of traditional. And so, and it, like we talked about the whole like how we connect with Bridgerton and how that kind of like, it's a little old school, but I cook. Like, not that my husband's not a really good cook, so I don't want him to cook because he's not a good cook. Like that's just what it is, not because I'm like he cannot do it well.
He will not be in the kitchen.
I mean, I said like at least warm something like that. It's not hard. Like one day I'm like, yo, you got breakfast. You gotta. If we have kids and something happens to me, you need to be able to make breakfast. Like please, please. But that's just what we agreed. We had an agreement. Okay, I'm gonna do this and this and this. And when you're not able, I'm gonna take over your shift, and then we're gonna switch. Like it's just how we do things. But I don't understand why these conversations are being had. Maybe people just want views on podcasts. I don't really know why these conversations are so dang complicated. Because for normal people, it's really simple. We make an agreement. You do what you're good at. I do what I'm good at. If you lie, I will find out. So, you know.
So for me, what I see is people love to debate, but they don't love to have a resolution for it, especially while dating. Like you just want to like argue so freaking much instead of being like, okay, I'm actually good at this. Like I naturally am good at baking. I'm good at figuring out money solutions. Like I'm great at budgeting. Sticking to the budget is a whole other story. But I'm good at like figuring out what a budget is. Maybe I need accountability in that part. That's something what my partner could bring. The accountability part of it. I could cook. I don't love to cook, so if the person would like to clean, cool. That's how you balance each other out. That's how I was raised. I was raised on figure out the balance.
Same here. I've seen both my parents like do fixer uppers in the house, and my mom is helping my dad lift up a dang washer and dryer. She's not like, honey, you're the man, do it all by yourself. Like she is in there with him doing it together. I see my mom cook mostly, but then my dad be like, your mom's out of town. I'm buying this and this to make goat curry. Treasure, can you cut up the herbs so by the time I get home, I'll like, we're doing this together because my mom's out of town. I grew up that way. So I always see teamwork. That's all I've seen. And my dad will fix cars. To this day, he bought my mom a car. He fixed it, and she can now drive her car with no car payments. He's really good at that. He loves doing it for fun. And she got him. So what do y'all, I don't know. Maybe you just don't want to do the work, because I think there's inner work and self-work that's required. People just probably don't want to do the work, so they want to blame other people for whatever.
It's ghetto.
Yes, all of that.
Ghetto. Oh my gosh. I think it's like I really do not like dating, but I have to date to find my person. That's the irritating part. Like, why can't my husband just freaking come out the sky and just go on my front porch? Only tell me that he's on my front porch. Not my mom yet. But tell me like, hey, by the way, I am your husband. These are my qualities. This is like my resume. Let's go on a date. We have an amazing date and we just get married the next day. Like, I don't understand why this can't happen.
When I got to a certain age, I was just telling people, I was not even being cute no more. I was like, listen, it's been a month. This ain't gonna work out. No, I don't have the energy. I'm looking for boom, boom, boom. I'm telling you, I see you're not ready. I'm telling you, I see you're not ready. So I'm gonna leave and you figure it out. I'm leaving now, just letting you know you figure it out. Like, it was never a discussion, just telling you what I see and what I'm not going to deal with. I just got to that level because I got tired too. It feels like a part-time job, weeding out what works and what doesn't work. So, you know, ghetto.
It definitely feels like a part-time job. I don't have time. So that's where I currently.
One question, online dating or old school in-person meeting up someone dating?
So funny enough, I don't, how do I say this? I do not get approached in person most of the time. Especially living in Houston. I don't know what it is, but I rarely get approached here. My first time ever getting like approached like in person for real, other than like the sprinkle of times that I have, like it's not like a ongoing thing. The times I really have is when I'm not in freaking Houston.
Yo, do you think the New York thing? Because New York people will come up to you. And I thought Houston was going to be like that. The New York people were like, yo, I'm like, Sometimes you like it, sometimes you're like, please. But people in Houston are not like that.
Exactly. Or they're just like really secretive about it and want to like weasel in a weird way. And I do not like that. But the times that I've been like asked like directly about like, it's because some people in Houston will come at it from like a different angle, like, oh, let me get your Instagram, because like you look pretty, or I have this business opportunity for you, but in reality, like they just want to like actually date you. Whereas like everywhere else that I've been to where I've gotten asked out, they're like, oh, you're beautiful, like can I get your number? I want to take you on a date, like how about we do this. I have suggestions on where you can go out to eat, let's go out together. Everywhere else besides Houston. So in Houston, I prefer online dating, but not out of like I like it, kind of like out of like there's no other option.
I hear you.
Whereas like everywhere else, I'll do in person.
I think realistically, a lot of us don't have like these huge communities, because when you go away to college, that's like the time you get to see a lot of people in one space. And then you have work, and I don't like to date people at work, but you do sometimes meet your people at work when you're not trying. They just find you. And then after that, you're like, unless you out there, it's hard to meet people. So I get the online thing. I really do. Like, that's what I did.
Yeah.
Online, we didn't want to be there, but we're like, give it one more try.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Like, that's honestly, whenever like my mom found out that me and my ex went online, she was like, oh, that's perfect. That's how Treasure met her husband.
Oh, wow. I'm the poster child. Girl's a miracle, I'm gonna tell you.
I was like, oh, thank God. Whew.
Luckily, she's cool. When Antiana heard I met someone online, she's like, what? I'm like, honestly, people do this. It's like that in this. I went to church. I tried to find him there, and he was not there. So I was like, well, online it is.
Yeah, so that's what it is for now. I know that like whenever like I move soon, I'm gonna try more in person. But I also am an introvert. Like, I'm not outside in the streets 24/7, and I live in the freaking suburbs. No, not saying nobody, but a lot of people that are outside are not safe for Black girls as well. So that's a whole nother.
We in different times.
Yeah, because like even like online, people have the bios. I prefer white women and Latinos only.
What? It is ghetto. I've never seen that. No.
Yes, or like even like they're like, oh, like you're here.
Oh,
cool.
And you said
like
profiles. Duh, I mean like dating profiles.
Yeah, like the dating profiles, online profiles too, like Instagrams. That's fine, whatever. Or just like in person, like they'll purposely like not talk to you because you have a lot of friends, so they'll just not talk to you. Like, oh yeah, but like trying to hit you up later. Like, yeah, you were cute. I saw you. No, you don't publicly like me, so I'm good. I'm really good. Respectfully, leave me alone. Leave me alone. But yeah, definitely weird times.
Mm-hmm.
My husband will be a miracle if that ever happens.
Girl, I said that affirmation. I sounded like, listen, I manifested this dude because that same affirmation I just posted on IG, like my student loans are going to be paid off. Like, I don't know how, but I need it to happen. That was my affirmation for the person I'm with right now. So, you know, you can be the hopeful one. Everybody else can just do what they doing, but you could be hopeful. You never know.
Yeah, true. But it's cool because every single time I like think about my future husband, I'm really happy about it. So yeah, that's why like I'll send her a checklist to myself all the time in the car. Like, you know what? Whenever I have my man, I'm not even gonna have to worry about putting my own gas. Serious. Like, I'm going to Sephora and he's just gonna like take his card out. That's not gonna be a thing.
Oh my God. Like all of us. Like
yes, like oh my gosh, whenever I have my husband, I'm not gonna have to worry about like going to bed by myself. Or whenever I have like back pain, I'm like, see, my husband would definitely rub my back right now. Or like when my house pain, I'm like, see, if I had kids, this would be ruined. I would be kind of happy about it.
Yeah.
So, positive thinking, even though the dating world is something else.
Always been a hopeless romantic, like a hopeless, like, oh, you know, just the way I'm set up, I guess. Just hopeful.
Yeah. I try to be hopeful, but I definitely cry about it a lot. So
what? Of course I was crying. I listen, I'd be hopeful and then be like, what's taking so long? You said like, of course, I'm human. And then I'm like, it's okay. Okay, can snap back. So
facts. Like, ugh.
But I really love this chat. Let's come back to this. I'm really
fun. All right. So, do you have any jams of the week that you've been listening to?
No, we need Emerald. I'm sorry.
Because I'm like, I don't know. Like, I've been listening to Megan Thee Stallion's new album. That's good.
We get off the phone, then I'll put it on. I'll jam it. I'm really becoming those old people that literally listen to oldies. I don't know when the switch happened. I used to be like Emerald. Me and Aiden's like, oh, you know this new song? Da, 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 da. We were on it back when there was no fancy shit. And now I'm like, young whippersnappers, what's the new song? Like, I'm like, I don't sit around and listen to music like that. I jam music, but I don't like look for new stuff.
Yeah.
Even though Spotify tells me to listen to it. I just be like, oh yeah, let me go to my oldies.
I love Dallas' new album. That'll be my little jam. It's like, I'm not Emerald, so I'm not gonna pick out an exact song and give you a lengthy reason why. I like to shake my ass. And Meg Thee Stallion just does that for me. And she also has little emotional hits in there. So I don't got the synopsis for you. Wait until next week when Emmy's back. If you were
listening to Megan is enough. That's fine. I will be blasting. The neighbors will know the lyrics.
Oh yeah, don't ask me about no lyrics. I listen and vibe. But I love Rico Nasty. Have you ever heard of her?
Yes.
So Rico Nasty and Meg Thee Stallion have a song, and that's one of my new songs. So don't ask me the name of it. But I love that that one. And then there's Sauce Walka. Real Houston-ish, okay? Real Houston.
I need some Houston guys.
Yes, Meg Thee Stallion and Sauce Walka have like I don't think it's a freestyle. They had a song together like that too. So those are two songs I liked off of that album.
Okay.
And like
okay, you dishing something. Okay, you good. You are serving. Okay.
Yes, I am trying. All right. Well, it's been great chatting with you. What would it have been? I was gonna ask. I was also gonna say, wouldn't it be terrible if we just didn't record this? But I just looked to make sure we were.
My stomach just fell. Like, I knew I'm the one that pressed it, and my stomach still fell. Like,
no, I was like, did I get everything together? I did. Okay, cool. Last words. You know what? Even though the dating pool has piss and all the disgusting stuff in it, manifest, be optimistic, and still love yourself.
and when you get your boo thing, because it's gonna happen, and now that I have my boo thing, keep on dating, keep on being creative, keep spoiling your person, and it's all gonna come back around. It's all gonna be good. So, yeah,
Awesome. Well, it's been a great episode with you. Oh my goodness.
I feel good.
The 2 older ones having a combo. The 2 younger ones now have to have their own segment. Yeah, we should force them to.
Yeah.
Nice. Plus, they're like in the same room, so it would be easy for them to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Bet. All right, well, it's been great to meet you.
All right, girl. Adios. Till later.
Oh, wait, before we hit stop recording. All right, make sure that you follow us. We are now on Apple Music or Apple Podcasts. So definitely like, follow, subscribe, rate, comment, leave a review, do all the things on all of our platforms. There'll be a link tree in our bio that has like all the stuff on all platforms. So make sure you follow us on Instagram and TikTok as well. So yeah. So bye.
Bye.